Hi everybody. Today in art class we're going to talk about rendering, which I've written sideways at the side of the screen here. Rendering. What is rendering? Well, rendering is a process that you do during drawing something to give it shadow, to give it lightness and darkness. And you can do it with a pen, but I really suggest using a pencil for today's class. So if you're following along, grab a piece of paper and a pencil, and we'll talk about rendering. So if you want to practice, a good thing to render is just a simple ball, because all we have to draw is a circle. So draw your circle, and then we got to decide, where's the light coming from? And I'm going to choose right here, so I'm just going to draw a little light. Doop, 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 doop. And then, now that we have a light and we have a circle, we can decide, where's the shadow? So I want this side to be shadow, and that's where rendering comes in. And you can also call it shading. But there's many ways of doing this shading. You can do something called cross-hatching, which is where we draw lines to indicate shading, sort of like this. And you can see I'm only drawing these lines on, I'm trying to imagine this being a ball, but since the light's coming here, I want to leave a white space where the light is hitting the ball and make it darker here on the side that it's not hitting the ball. So yes, you could draw with lines. That would be called hatching. You can draw with lines also going the other way, kind of curling around the ball. Adding more lines. Let me erase a little bit here too. There we go. And that would be called cross-hatching, because you're crossing your lines. And let's see, what other ways can we shade a ball here? Let me erase this. Do another ball. We can do scribbling, so if the light's still coming from here. We can do little scribbles. This is actually, I use this one a lot. It really depends on what material you're shading. If I was shading something kind of irregular, maybe fuzzy, I might use scribbles. If I was doing something kind of shiny, I would probably use straighter lines. But for this, yeah, look at that. Even with scribbles, you can have a pretty decent render there. So we've got the light shining on this ball. So it's all good and well to do this on ball, because it's just great practice and it doesn't take much effort because you don't have to draw anything. But the cool part about rendering is when you do it on faces, or you do it in a room, or anything else that you're drawing. Let's try it on a box. So I'm going to draw a quick cube here. Something like that. Let me get my eraser real quick. I just want a flat brush. Where's my flat brush? I don't know. Oh. So, there we go. Alright. So here's my box. Now, again, I gotta choose where I want my light to come from. What if I just have it from the same spot? So it's shining down this way. So that means the top of the box is gonna be light, but this front side, maybe I should shade. I'm just gonna do a quick scribble like that. This side I can also shade. With your pencil, you can actually turn, instead of drawing straight down like this on the paper, with your point, you can angle the pencil and draw kind of with the side of the lead and get more of this kind of look, like that. You can see how this side is different looking than this side. because I used the point of my pencil on this side and the side of it on that one. So I'm going to do that again, and this time I'm going to be a little bit more sensitive. I'm going to use the side and press kind of lightly here, and then I'm going to press harder over here, so I have a darker side and a lighter side. There we go. Cool, so that would be a quickly rendered box. I could even do a little bit of shading on top, and maybe a little bit of erasing where the light's hitting. Cool. Something like that. And now that's been rendered. So rendering is the step to take your drawing from being line drawing, where I just have lines drawing whatever I'm doing, and to make it a little bit more realistic. It's the first step to making a three-dimensional, or I guess the second step to making something three-dimensional. All right, so with that being said, let's switch to rendering something. Sorry, I have some messages talking about music. Anyways, let's switch to rendering something more advanced. So I'm going to do a face, and I'm going to use my face because I can see it up here. Now, a good rule of thumb is to use, when you're rendering, you want nice shadows and light areas. So right now, my whole face is kind of lit up. So I'm going to see what happens if I turn off one side of my light, because I have a light on both sides of me. Let's see, I'll turn this one off, and I'll turn this one on. There, you can see now I have a kind of a brighter light here, and it's dimmer on this side. So I'm not going to worry too much about the drawing of this because that's not the point of today's lesson. The point of today's lesson is rendering. So I'm just going to quickly sketch my head. Start with a ball. Here's my nose line, my eye, brow line, and then my jaw comes in at an angle and flattens out, something like that. I have glasses that come around here. Okay, my nose is almost like one big triangle. This might look kind of sketchy, but that's kind of the point here. Nice quick drawing. Got my glasses and my eyes under my glasses. My hairline. So you could spend as much time as you want making a good drawing before you get to the rendering process. But try to think of them almost as, at least at this point, as two different processes when you're drawing. It's my neck and shoulders. Erase some of those measuring lines in there. Alright, that'll do for now. A quick sketch of, oops, accidentally erased my mouth. Quick sketch of me. Alright, so now the rendering process, the fun part. So some people use different hardnesses or blacknesses of pencil to achieve different darknesses. Like my hair, especially this area of my hair on the top left of the screen, will be the darkest. So I guess I'll just start there. And I'm going to use my side of my pencil here to shade in just that darkest area I see. Shade it in. What else is totally black? Maybe the rim of my glasses as well. Just kind of get that in as dark as I can. Also my shirt. I can kind of do that. Okay, everything black. And again, I could do little scribbles that are circles. I tend to do kind of straight line scribbles when I'm rendering, like this. But whatever is the most comfortable for you and produces a texture that you like. If I drew everything with little circles, the finished drawing would have a different kind of look to it. And if you like that look better, go for it. Alright, and while you're rendering too, you can fix little mistakes, like I made my chin too big. So I can just notice that as I'm rendering. Your sketch doesn't have to stop with the sketch portion. Alright, now I'm going to look at where's the lightest area. There's some really harsh light hitting the side of my face to where it becomes almost almost pure white. So I'm going to kind of try to outline that shape of that white right now. It kind of goes up my cheekbone and then over here. Now everything that's not in that shape, I'm going to try to shade very lightly and leave that white area. So just shade. I can go right over all the lines I've made before, because I know nothing is going to be quite as bright as that side of my face over there. Go under my neck too. You can always use your eraser to draw or to bring out some highlights if you accidentally go over. Cool. So now I've got a general gray going on there. And now it's all about the little subtleties. So let's look at my nose. I can see a dark line here and then a white little area right here. So I'm going to darken the left side of my nose. And then it looks like the right side of my nose is dark, so I need to lighten that up. So I'm going to use my eraser and lighten up the right side of my nose. Also that little, oops, whoa, my eraser's too big. I'm going to switch to a more pencil-y eraser. There we go. Alright, let me fix that real quick. There we go. So I'm going to erase this side of my nose because I want it to be nice and bright, just like the video feed of me up here. And also a little bit here. Now I'm looking at all the whitest areas. Oh, my teeth. Got nice white teeth because I brush every day. So I want to erase that area a little bit, get my teeth back in there. What else is white? Oh, the whites of my eyes. They're not pure white, but they're definitely one of the lighter places. Alright, that looks pretty good. I feel like that's most of the whitest areas. So now I can go back in with the pencil and darken up some areas. There's a little bit of a ridge on my brow line. See how it's a little bit lighter here and a little bit darker here? Let's try to capture that. So I'm going to just very lightly press onto that area. Yeah, and go like that. And a little bit under my nose on that side. And you can see how every little shade you do kind of changes the shape of your drawing, almost like you're sculpting with clay or something, which is pretty cool. I'm going to do, if I look at my lips, it's pink, but then at the very top of it is a darker red where it touches my teeth. So I'm going to try to capture that darkness. So right where it hits the white should be the darkest area.
Can I draw with you?
You want to draw with me, hun? Yeah.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, and then I've got my nose holes. Yeah, that looks pretty good. What else? Oh yeah, under my eyeball is a little bit of black. And you can see how this drawing's starting to kind of become 3D. And hold one moment. Here you go. You can use this.
No, I need some paper to draw with.
And then use anything in here, sweetie. Olive wants to draw with us. Alright, so now I'm looking at my drawing, I'm looking at my video. I can see that there were certain things I didn't quite draw right, but that's okay. This is going to be maybe not exactly like me. That's a good one. My eyebrows are very dark, so I'm going to go ahead and try to darken up the eyebrows. So you can see the importance of maybe spending some time on your original drawing, because rendering will make it look more 3D, but it won't make the drawing look more accurate. So you could even trace the drawing part if you want, and then render on top of that just to practice. See, I have a little bit of curls coming down here, and a little bit maybe wider. There, that looks pretty good.
Daddy?
Yeah.
Can you take it up so I can?
Yeah. So I'm gonna erase right on the, I don't know what this area is called, but under my nose and above my lip, it's shaded, but the front is a little brighter. I think because it's reflecting the light of the screen. So I'm gonna actually, erase a little bit, not all the way to white, but just get a little lighter there on the front, and I can see on my chin as well, kind of is doing the same thing. And this corner of my mouth, there's a little highlight. Can you see that? That little bit of lightness right here. So let's go ahead and erase that little spot too.
Where is the mouth?
Here. Mouth?
Yeah. Which part is the mouth?
Alright, and speaking of mouth, I think I should darken this side. Just like this one's light, this one's actually darker going in. Interesting. You'll start to realize just like the little crevices of your face, or whatever you're drawing. This doesn't have to be a face. You could draw a car or whatever. I'm noticing that this side of my head is darker. See, my forehead kind of has this flat area, but then it curves back right here. And that area where it curves back is definitely a darker area. So I'm going to try to capture that here. A little bit darker. And also, this area under my glasses is darker. And one thing you can do as well is draw the background. If your face is looking good, but you've got a little bit of, I can see like right here, I drew myself like some facial hair or something that I don't have. So what I can do is, yes, I could always erase, but I could draw in the background. And because I use a lot of straight lines for my body, let's try doing a scribbled background. So I'm just going to go ahead, because my shirt and the background are both going to be black, you can see the line quality. That is, the background's all scribbles, and my shirt is all straight lines, so that should sort of set them apart, if I'm careful. So, just going to go ahead and scribble on the background. You can take your time on this. I'm going very quickly and messy, but please pause if you need to, or if you're copying my drawing, or just take your time later. Almost got a good background. I could cover up all the white.
Daddy, look at mine. Look at mine.
That looks great.
Now I'm going to do the background. I'm going to do a little sail over here.
Mm-hmm. There, that looks pretty good. And now I kind of, that helps me pop out from the background a little bit. Let me try to fill in all the white up here just to just to complete it. And I'm strictly using little circle motions
Here's a little
for the
wiggle
background.
over here.
And then I'm going to use straight lines for my shirt down here. Need to move it up a little bit. Like just to so that my shirt, because it's all one color, because I'm using
I'm gonna
a
do
pencil,
do over here.
I can. There we go. And
Look at mine, Daddy. Look at it now. So this
Looks
is
great.
a little door. This is Daddy.
hold on, honey.
This
I'm
is-
trying to teach this right now. Okay, so I have this area of my head. I'm gonna bring out the highlights now that I have it all darkened. I can
I think
bring out the highlights a little bit by erasing wherever I see white. Let's see. And you can kind of just keep doing this back and forth. Erasing, highlighting, or erasing, and then drawing with pencil, erasing. Maybe drawing with a darker pencil every step you do. Even the little highlights in my shirt I can see on this side. I can get, because that side's lit up more.
Daddy.
And alright, that is rendering.
Daddy.
Yeah.
So this is a
Oh,
door.
not right now. Not right now. I'll look at it in a minute. This is rendering 101. I think this is a decent drawing here. I'm gonna go ahead and fix the nose. I've got a little bulb at the front of my nose that's a little brighter. Alright, so that's the end of class for today. I hope you enjoyed rendering, and again, try this on something else. Not just a face. You can try it on a house, or a car, or a tree. Really on anything. Just try to look for the dark areas and the light areas, and use your pencil, either pressing harder, or using your eraser, or softer, and try it out. Alright, I hope you learned something about rendering today. Take care.